Here we are in Moab, almost the end of the Easter Jeep Safari, and pulling into the parking lot we have an absolutely gorgeous Jeep LJ by Superlift tied down on a trailer with a Max Ultra Pack. However, they've got some things definitely wrong. This is a very common mistake, and we're going to get it solved for them real quickly. They've got a rented trailer here, and typically equipped with a welded-on D-ring. So we've got our twisted snap hook that's rated at 10,000 pounds, but only if you're pulling on it straight. So the problem is that we've got this hook incredibly stressed over sideways. We've got the webbing bunched into the corner of the hook, and the trap is not closed. So what we're going to do for these guys at Superlift is we're going to take these straps off of the Jeep, and we're going to change out the fixed end on them to our chain extension pack, which will easily go around this ill-equipped rental trailer to get this Jeep to Durango, Colorado in one piece. It'll just take us a few minutes here and we'll be back on the road and getting this thing down the road safely and making sure that it gets to its destination in one piece. So here we're going to dive in there and get these guys straightened out. Sean's going to loosen the straps up first because they're fully tensioned and ready to roll. We just happen to catch these guys in time. They've got the excess webbing tied up nicely with our strap wraps. Sean's going to undo that and release the tension on this driver's side strap, or the one that's connected to the driver's side of the differential anyway. Remove that hook. Can't you hear that thing breathe a sigh of relief already? So now with just a couple of 3/4 inch wrenches, we're going to swap out the fixed end on this. Any of our popular strap packages are available with what we call a chain extension. It is available on the fixed and running end both, but typically the fixed end is the place to put it. That's the end going to the trailer deck. So Sean's just undoing the single bolt that passes through the sewn fixed end. He's going to replace it with the one that's got the chain extension on it. Since we happen to be caught in Moab here without the proper color, we're going to swap a black one for a blue one, but at least we'll be safe when they leave. Another benefit of that chain extension is that you don't have to use it around the welded on ring. They could actually use it around the frame rail or a number of places, provided the length of the chain is long enough. This trailer is a real beefy one with these huge channel sidewalls. They're actually I-beam side frame members, so it's a little too structural to get that chain extension around. So Sean's got this one finished up here. Let's step over here and take a look. He's got it looped through there. A little trick here too is if we can put that hook to the front side, it's just more likely to stay in place on the long haul there. Okay, he's got that swapped out. I'll reconnect that, that's okay. Put that one here for you. Now our preference is actually not to cross the straps on a vehicle that we're trailering for a couple of reasons. We'll go ahead and do it on this because we really don't have a better option. We don't cross them for a couple of reasons. A, the straps tend to migrate inward on the differential housing and they always get themselves into harm's way. Invariably, whether it's a bracket, something welded on, a brake line. You see how bunched that is? Plus the hook now is hitting on your differential cover. We always will go straight away and down. The other reason for that is if you have an issue with one assembly, what's the other one automatically doing? It's trying to pull the vehicle off the side of the trailer. And when we have a wide application like this, we got about 2.5 inches before this Jeep wants to leave the side of the trailer. So ideally, we would want to come off of this point up to about here, or a little further even. Is this a rental trailer that you guys are using here?
No, it belongs to a friend of ours in Durango.
Okay. Certainly a heavy-duty trailer. Yeah, that'd be ideal. Weld a couple rings on there or even sink something in the deck.
Don't you have the eyelets to...
Yep, we got all that.
I need the whole assembly then.
Just pop a hole to a D-ring right there.
Want to make sure and get this bolt tightened back up to make sure that self-locking nut is actually engaged. That's important. Make sure you get that bolt tight enough when you swap out the end. So that's about it, folks. You can see that by swapping that out to this chain extension fixed end, we're going to repeat the procedure on all 4 corners, and that'll get these guys safely headed down the road. Okay, so here we are. We've got the front end of this nice Jeep all straightened out. We've put chain extension packs on both ends, fixed ends rather, swapped those out. So both left and right are now sanitary, and although we've still got the straps crossed, it's really probably our best option in this case because we just don't have the correct fittings up front. Let's walk to the back now, see how Sean's doing back here. Once again, we're looking at the right rear corner of this trailer. The last corner yet to be worked on. Looks like he's about got the driver's side solved. Nice job, Sean, look at that. Okay, so as you can see, we've got this chain extension now going through real nicely. Nice and tidy all the way up to the differential housing. Again, it's crossed, which is not ideal, but in this case, again, it's probably the best option that we have working with the equipment that we've got. Again, we don't like to do that for a couple of reasons. The straps tend to get themselves into harm's way as they migrate inward on the differential housing. And the other problem is that if you look up front here, we've got just a narrow margin of error. If there were a problem with one of the assemblies, it would have the tendency to pull the vehicle to the opposite corner, trying to lead it right off of the trailer. So here's another issue, folks, with crossing the straps is that hardware, when it's crossed back over itself, now we've got 2 hooks competing for the same piece of real estate. And again, we've got that same issue here up front, or not up front, but just behind the diff cover where we've got these hooks competing for the same piece of real estate. On a TJ like this, particularly on the driver's side, the short axle side, we've got with the coil spring and the shock and the bracket. Well, looks like we're finished up here. Now the boys can hit the road and get to where they're going safely. One final shot of this side of this beautiful truck. So, we're all set to roll.